glycogenesis pathway. Glycogenesis is nothing but a synthesis of glycogen from glucose. So synthesis of glycogen from glucose. So it takes place in the cytosol, which takes place in the cytosol and requires UTP. So these are the steps involved in the glycogenesis. Glucose is converted into glucose 1-phosphate. Synthesis of UDP. Glucose requirement of the primer to initiate glycogenesis called glycogenin. Initiation of the glycogenesis. Then glycogen synthesis is by glycogen synthase and formation of the branches. These are the steps involved in the glycogenesis. So conversion of glucose converted into glucose 1-phosphate. This glucose is phosphorylated to glucose 6-phosphate by catalyzed by the enzyme hexokinase in muscle and glucokinase in the liver. Glucose 6-phosphate is converted into glucose 1-phosphate by phosphoglucomutase. So these are the two steps: formation of glucose 6-phosphate from glucose. So D-glucose, by using ATP, it is converting into D-glucose 6-phosphate. So phosphorylation. This glucose is undergoing phosphorylation. That means phosphate group is attached and it's converting into D-glucose 6-phosphate by means of hexokinase, glucokinase enzyme in liver, hexokinase in muscle. So next step, formation of the glucose 1-phosphate. Glucose 6-phosphate is isomerized by an enzyme phosphoglucomutase. That is, glucose 6-phosphate will convert into glucose 1-phosphate. From the 6th position, it is converted. From 6th position, phosphate is going to first carbons. 6th carbon phosphate will transfer to the first carbon phosphate. Next, synthesis of UDP glucose. So this is the UDP glucose structure. UDP glucose structure. So UDP glucose structure is how the formation of UDP glucose. Here, this is UTP. This is UTP, uridine triphosphate, which is consisting of 1, 2, 3 phosphates. This is a nitrogen base and this is a ribose sugar. UTP in presence of UDP glucose phosphorylase enzyme. Whatever the glucose 1-phosphate that has formed from the glucose will attach, and here these two phosphates will be removed. These two phosphates will be removed in the form of pyrophosphate. PP is nothing but a pyrophosphate. These two pyrophosphate will be removed and this phosphate group will be attached to this phosphate UDP. So that's why uridine diphosphate glucose. So glucose 1-phosphate is converting into UDP glucose in presence of UTP. Here one UTP is utilized in presence of UDP glucose phosphorylation. Another diagram I will show. Next, glycogenin protein and primer. So initiator, this is UDP glucose which is required for the synthesis of glycogen. That means transfer of the glucose molecules to the glycogen moiety. So now the glycogen is which is called as the initiator and a primer. So now this is how the glycogen primer or initiator is forming. So already you have seen that this is a UDP glucose. This is UDP glucose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons are there. This is the glucose, UDP glucose, and the initiator of the glycogen is this one, glycogenin. A tyrosine residue of glycogenin is a protein, and this amino acid, tyrosine is amino acid. This is the structure of the tyrosine amino acids, glycogenin, and this is a tyrosine, this is a glycogenin. So now to this OH group, this glucose molecule is going and attaching here in to the OH hydroxyl group of the tyrosine residue of the glycogenin. So this is forming here. So O-linked glucose residue, O-linked glucose residue, O-linked. Whatever the bond that is forming is oxygen linked, O-linked. So whatever the UDP is there, now whatever the UDP is there, this UDP will be removed for the carrying of next glucose molecules. So this glucose molecule is attaching the OH group of this tyrosine residue of the glycogen and it is converting into the primer. So this is the primer for the glycogen synthesis. So a glycosidic bond is formed between the anomer C1 carbon of the glucose moiety derived from the UDP glucose and the hydroxyl oxygen of hydroxyl. This is hydroxyl oxygen of the tyrosine side chain of the glycogenin. So UDP is released as a product. The next autoglycolization, that means the next glucose molecules will come and attach to the primer. This is the primer now. This is the primer. The glycogenin, whatever the glycogenin glucose that is formed, this is the primer now. Through this primer, the next what is happening? Next UDP glucose, whatever it is carrying, that glucose will be attached. C1 carbon of the UDP glucose, again it will attach to the C4 position of the C4 position. So here C1 of the glucose, next UDP glucose is attaching the C4 hydroxyl group of O-linked, that is nothing but this linkage is nothing but alpha 1,4 linkage is formed. So this is the primer, initiation of the glycogenesis. Then it is attaching UDP glucose is coming and again it is attaching the next glucose molecules to this. So in this fashion, glycogen is glycolization at C4 carbon attached to glycoside to yield O-linked disaccharide with alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage. Next, so this step is repeated until a short linear glucose polymer up to 7 glucose residues of glycogen primer is formed. In this fashion, up to 7 glucose molecules will come and attach and it build up a glycogenin. So 7 more molecules will come and attach. This autoglycosylation. Next, glycogen synthesis by glycogen synthase. Now the synthesis of glycogen is taking place. So for this glycogen synthesis, the enzyme. So now what is happening means glycogen synthase transfers the glucose moiety of UDP to the hydroxyl end of C4 carbon. So C4 carbon. So here is the C1 carbon. So this is glycogenin part and here it is attaching the C4 carbon. This is the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So in this way, the next C4 carbon is attaching. So catalyzes transfer of the glucose moiety of UDP glucose. Whatever the UDP glucose, the UDP is carrying the glucose molecules. These glucose molecules will come and attach to the 4th carbon hydroxyl group of the glycogen residues. 4th carbon of the hydroxyl group set 4 of the terminal residue of the glycogen chain to form an alpha 1,4 linkage. That means whatever whatever the glucose molecules that are coming, that will attach to the C4 again. Next glucose molecule C4, and the next glucose molecule C4, and the next glucose molecule C4. So C4 carbohydroxyl group of the glycogen moiety, the last residual of the hydroxyl group of glycogen moiety. In this way the chain will elongation. So glycogen synthesis is responsible for this glycogen N residues plus UDP glucose, glycogen N plus 1 residues, and UDP will be released. So in this way chain elongation will be seen. Now the formation of the branches. How the branches are forming. So now branches are forming. Further elongation at the non-reducing ends by glycogen synthase making alpha 1,4 bonds. So further branching makes alpha 1,6 bonds and it will give glycogen moiety. So now what is happening means branching of level. So further elongation of the glycogen moiety, if core is there and continuously alpha 1,4 linkage is continuous means it will give a set straight chain, but the glycogen structure is nothing but this is the core and this is the chains, inner chains, and to this again branches will be formed and again the branches will be formed. So in this way the branches is forming, so that in less space it will occupy more amount of the glucose molecules. If it simply chain like molecules means it will occupy less. So what is the importance of glycogen storing in this means it will give the solubility nature. Already we have discussed in the introduction. So for that, for the elongation of glycogen synthesis, so branching is necessary. Now what is happening means branching to enzymes, glycosyl alpha 1,4 is to 1,5,1,6 transferase. First glycogen synthase makes a linear alpha 1,4 linkage polyglucose chain. So first glycogen synthase it will form a glycosyl chain. So after forming of the 11 residues, glycogen synthase cannot synthesize the glycogen in particle, new glycogen in particle. Glycogen synthesis is the enzyme which will add the further glucose molecules which has come from the UDP glucose to the primer of the glycogen in particle. That means what is a primer means whatever the core is there, to this core auto glycolization. After auto glycolization the next enzyme, that is glycogen synthase, will involve for further elongation of the glycogen synthesis. So glycogen synthase will not responsible for the formation of new glycogen in particle. Simply it will elongate the chain elongation. So for the chain elongation it requires the branching. So that's why branching enzymes is here. So the glycogen synthase makes a linear alpha 1,4 linked polyglucose chain. So branching enzyme hydrolyzes the an alpha 1,4 bond, hydrolysis, that means breakdown of this bond. So after breaking that bond, what happens means that alpha 1,4 bond will break and the transfer of this oligoglucose units and attach it to the 1,6 moiety. So glycogen synthase extends both branches, and again glycogen synthase what it will do, it will carry to this and it will supply the glucose molecules, elongation of the chain at this position and at this position. So this is the overall glucose 6-phosphate will convert glucose 6-phosphate to UDP glucose, glucose 6-phosphate to UDP glucose, and that UDP glucose tyrosine OH glycogen, it is called as a initiator. Then it will form a primer. That means it will consist of 7 to 8 glucose residues will attach to this glycogen synthesis, glycogen tyrosine initiator. Next what is happening means, this summary, glycogen synthesis. What is the use of glycogen synthesis means after forming of primer only, the glycogen synthase will further elongate the chain. That means chain elongation will be possible by means of glycogen synthase over the C4 carbon. Here I'll show you. So further chain elongation. Here